The technique that Ken and I are using today is something called lead core cranking. Obviously cranking meaning we're going to be using crankbaits. The lures of choice today are stick baits. It's cold water. We only got about 48-degree temperature water. Walleyes aren't willing to chase after the big active baits, so you stick with a stick bait like this. Got a nice subtle action down in the water. Now obviously a stick bait has a very small bill on it, so we need to use something to get it down deeper, and we're choosing a weighting system called lead core. So we got our crankbait. Right ahead of it, I just use a small crosslock snap, and then the line that's attached to, we call that our leader. And in this case, I'm using a 17-pound Vanish, a fluorocarbon, a real clear leader. And what we're gonna do is have 50 feet of a leader. The reason for 50 feet, the long leader like that, is that this water is very clear. Once I let out some of this line, you start to see the lead core. You'll see lead core is a very, it's not see-through at all. It's a very thick line, and that can actually spook fish. Okay, there's our 50-foot leader. Now what I want to show you is how we attach the lead core. You can see this much thicker line down here to our leader. Basically what we have is just a very small, I call it an ant swivel. It's just a very tiny swivel. It's a number 18 swivel. Now the reason I can do this is because this particular line counter has a fairly wide guide here. Lead core line has lead in the inside, and we pull the lead out of about a 4 or 5 inch piece, and that allows us to tie it to that little ant swivel. Now what we're going to do after that is let out enough lead core to get that bait down to the depth we want. It seems like today that the active fish are somewhere between 30 and 35 feet deep. So 3 colors of lead at this slow speed, and I'm using 18-pound lead, 3 colors of it is what will get it down to that depth. So I'm going to let out my 3 colors, then I can either attach it to a board or just set it flat in the rod holder, and that'll get that stick bait down in the active zone.